you up underneath.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Scripture Podcast. My name is Jerome Lavelle, and I hope that you're having a marvelous day today. Today we will be looking at Matthew chapter 12, verses 1 through 8.
Let go of your hand.
Jesus was going through a field of grain on the Sabbath. His disciples were hungry and began to pick the heads of grain and eat them. When the Pharisees saw this, they said to him, "See, your disciples are doing what is unlawful to do on the Sabbath." He said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he and his companions were hungry? How he went into the house of God and ate the bread of offering, which neither he nor his companions, but only the priests, could lawfully eat? Or have you not read in the law that on the Sabbath the priests serving in the temple violate the Sabbath and are innocent? I say to you, something greater than the temple is here. If you knew what this meant, 'I desire mercy, not sacrifice,' you would not have condemned these innocent men. For the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath." Today in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 12, verses 1 through 8, we hear Jesus addressing the Pharisees concerning their accusations against the disciples that they had violated God's law. The disciples were accused of plucking the heads of grain as they walked along their way and consuming them. In the Jewish law, as interpreted by the Pharisees of the day, this act constituted harvesting, which was prohibited on the Sabbath. And in their consistent harassing of Jesus, some felt it necessary to question him about this. Of course, Jesus responded in a very Jesus-like manner, bringing together a broad perspective of what Scripture says concerning this issue, together with kind, caring, and compassionate pastoral sensitivities. In the end, did the Pharisees really believe that his disciples offended God, who created the entire universe and all existence, by plucking a few grains of wheat as they walked along their route? Is this where the Pharisees and all of us should be placing our attention? Jesus says to them in response, "Something greater than the temple is here," meaning, I think, that something greater than the temple walls, the pomp and circumstance, the fancy robes, the fastidious prohibitions that make up much of some people's faith existence, and that something is one's heart. That is where the focus should be. He says that God instructs them, "I desire mercy, not sacrifice," referencing Isaiah chapter 1, where God speaks very sternly about a focus on sacrifices and rituals to the exclusion of being a good and decent person. So here I believe Jesus is referencing that sentiment, that it is the affairs of the heart, love, kindness, fortitude, purity, forgiveness, and the like, that he desires not all of this business about what to eat and when and how. And that has me yet again contemplating where I spend my time and my thoughts and my energy and my priority. Is it on my faith, my relationship with God? Is it on self-improvement, serving others, being a witness, returning God's blessings, building up others, and the like? Or do I spend my time worrying about food and clothing, vacations, parties, creature comforts, dragging people down, sports, exercise, and entertainment, on how I look, on an overemphasis on my career, and the like? Jesus answered the Pharisees' accusation against his disciples with a measured and rich response. He challenged them to focus on what is really important, not on what they had created as being important. In Matthew 6:21, we hear Jesus saying the following, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Today, he reminds us all of this important message. Thank you for joining the Daily Scripture Podcast. My name is Jerome Lavelle. And remember, our word of the day is, I desire mercy, not sacrifice. Until next time, be well and be blessed.